Hi guys, and welcome to another EV6 video. This is a follow-up to the review that I did for the Meridian premium audio system and the recall related to it and whether it improved the quality of the audio system or not. Now, I did get a lot of messages, questioning whether it was a software update or a recall, and someone even questioned that I called a software update a recall just to create hype, I guess. So to address that, here's a screenshot of the service order from the dealership when I took the car in for the recall. As you can see under description, and my apologies, because in the last video I called it an update for the subwoofer. Actually, it was for the amp. So you can see under description, and I've actually marked in red the three most important things that I feel in this document. So the first one under description is where it says software update for the amp, or not the exact verbiage, but something along those lines. And the second one where it actually says recall. So anybody who says that I made it up, I didn't. It's a recall. And the third is a model number. So it's not the model number of the amp, it's the model number of the car. Because I've had two recalls so far on this car, and they were both software updates. One was for the amp related to the audio system, and the other was actually a safety recall where there was a risk of the car rolling away even if it was in park. And when I compared both the invoices from the dealership, the model number was the same. So naturally there were different recalls for the audio and the safety, but that model number remained the same. So I guess for anybody out there, maybe you can compare this model number with yours. That could be like different batches. I don't know what exactly it means. I didn't ask the dealership. When I scanned that document for making this video, that's when I noticed it. Because a lot of people said that they didn't even get notified about this recall, which would be true, because I didn't either. I just happened to call the dealership and ask them if there were any software updates available for my car. They took my car's VIN number and they looked it up, and that's when they told me that there was a recall for my car, which was the software update for the amp. And then at a later point, I actually received a letter which was related to the safety recall, where there was a risk of the car rolling away. So Kia needs to do a better job at informing people about the recalls. I feel that because one of them was a safety recall, that's why they felt the need to actually send the letters out to inform people, because it's actually a safety hazard risk to people. And the other one, because it was just an audio system update, they didn't even bother sending out letters or informing people. I think they just thought that when the car goes in for whatever reason, the dealership will look it up and they'll know at that point, which is stupid, because this is not a regular ICE vehicle where you would go for oil changes and at that point they'll know if there's a recall. Like, the only wear and tear on this car is going to be tires and brakes, really, or alignments in case where you live in an area where you have a lot of potholes and you somehow mess up your alignment. Apart from that, like, there's really no reason to go to a dealership. So again, I don't know that for a fact, but like, obviously I'm speculating, because like I didn't get a letter for that, so that's the only logical explanation for it. So that's the first part. The second part is that a lot of people agreed with me how the system doesn't sound good, but then there were people who thought that I was maybe being too hard on the system, and someone even said that people are conditioned to listen to boom boxes, and there was another term he threw, so I don't know whatever that was, and that's why this is a very refined system and people don't appreciate it. I also mentioned in my video that this is just my opinion based on my previous experiences about premium audio systems and what my benchmark is. And what I said was that my benchmark is the Acura's ELS 3D studio system. And if you've never listened to it, I recommend you go to a dealership, test drive a car that has that system, and then compare it with your car if you have an EV6, and take a USB stick with you, put a song on it, plug it into that Acura, and make sure that it has that studio system, the 3D ELS studio system. Play the exact song on default settings, 0 bass, 0 treble, and then do the same thing in your EV6, defaults, 0 treble, 0 bass, and then hear the difference, and you'll know what I mean. I also said there's no right or wrong answer. It all comes down to preferences. So if you like it, if it's good enough for you, then good for you. It's just not for me. Just like many other people who agree with me that it's just not good enough. Maybe they've heard better, they've listened to better systems, and that's why they feel that this is not great. Keep in mind, never at any point I said that it's a bad system. I never said that. It's a good system. It just doesn't live up to the premium audio system expectations for me. Also, then there's the point of where you actually have to turn it up all the way to 40 for any decent sound. Anything below that, you can't even hear it. Like, literally, I'm not exaggerating. If you have one, you know that's the case. And I don't even listen to loud music. I really don't. The most I've turned it up is 60, and only when I'm driving with the windows rolled down. When the windows are rolled up, I listen to between 40 and 50 depending on the track I'm listening to, because some tracks are not loud enough. I was actually going to include this screenshot in the original video, but I totally forgot during editing, and I realized that it was a mistake, and not a small one. So I felt the need to make this second video to clarify things, and I hope it helped. So if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share please wherever you can, and thank you for watching.